Thomas Jefferson, himself a Unitarian, we'll find out in a moment, him who also rejected the virgin birth, he who also rejected the miraculous, he who also rejected the atonement, bemoaned his William and Mary. He said, we have in that state, Virginia, a college, William and Mary, just well enough endowed to draw out the miserable existence to which a miserable constitution has doomed it. He saw William and Mary as a miserable institution because he believed that he and people like him who were influenced by Joseph Priestley and the denial of the virgin birth were enlightened individuals who knew better than the common man who still believed in these archaic myths. And he wanted to establish a university based on broad, liberal, and modern beliefs. And he goes on to talk about how he would do that and that what types of programs like chemistry, zoology, history, ethics, etc. would be a part of it. In 1801, he wrote again to Priestley, I learned some time ago that you were in Philadelphia, but that it was only for a fortnight. Remember, he's influenced Benjamin Franklin. He is an influence on the man who became the teacher to Thomas Jefferson. He's an influence on Erasmus Darwin, who became an influence on Charles Darwin. He's an influence on the people who Rousseau and others who started the French Revolution. He is an influence on John Adams. And so Thomas Jefferson writes, I learned some time ago that you were in Philadelphia, but that it was only for a fortnight. And suppose you were gone. It was not till yesterday I received information that you were there, had been very ill. That you had been very ill. So I sincerely rejoice that you are so. Yours is the one of the few lives precious to mankind and for the continuance of the thinking of man. He goes on to say, those who live by mystery and charlatanism, fearing you, would render them useless by simplifying the Christian philosophy. By the way, we're talking about UVA. We're talking about, and if you've ever met anybody who's gone from UVA, you can sense the connection between them and Joseph Priestley. He says that the Christian philosophy, the most sublime and benevolent, but most perverted systems that exist today, denying the church. And then he finally wrote in 1804, I rejoice that you have undertaken the task of comparing the moral doctrine of Jesus with those of ancient philosophers. You are so much in possession of the whole subject that you will do it easier and better than any other persons. By the way, have you seen the new work by Malthus on population? Now, we've talked about Malthusian, Darwinian, Freudian, modern ideology. Malthus was the first one who said that the world is being overpopulated. There are people in dark corners of this world who are devotees of Joseph Priestley who believe they are intellectually superior to you and I, and believe that in an effort to perfect the world in a Darwinian system, that they have to eliminate the vast majority of us because we are just simply killing the planet.